As expected, EA dropped the official reveal trailer today, and they also dropped the first gridiron notes for Madden 24, and it was very informative. I saw a lot of things that I liked, but I've been spending some time with this 1 minute and 16-second trailer to really look for some Easter eggs and dissect it to get more of an idea of exactly what we can expect from Madden 24. Let's dive in. So I don't know if it was my excitement or anticipation that did it, but I will say that watching the trailer at first was a bit underwhelming. And I think because you tend to forget what these reveal trailers are for games. It's not exactly the deep dive that we may have been looking forward to for the last couple of months. But, you know, it took some time. But once I really realized what we were watching and I watched it a couple more times to try to take some notes, I was a lot more receptive to it. I'll give you my top 3 things that I noticed and that I want more information about, which I'm sure we'll get tomorrow when the beta drops. And I'll also throw in a bonus thing that I picked up on, which actually EA talked about in their gridiron notes as well. So this actually could be a significant upgrade, but I'm not willing to bet the house on it yet. So the first thing that caught my attention were the zebras. And keep in mind, this is strictly speculatory, but I do believe in Easter eggs. And in this trailer, there are referees on the field and on the sidelines. And for whatever reason, this is controversial in the community, which never made sense to me. Like, 'cause for me, the number one rule to playing video games is this one word: immersion. Without zebras on the field or referees, immersion was always broken for me. I mean, from kickoff. It wasn't until Madden 24 when I really started to get immersed in other parts of the game. And I can honestly say that, you know, we enjoyed playing Madden 24, but we never forgot about referees. So when the trailer dropped, that was one of those things that I wanted to scan for to see if we see them. Because notably, they weren't there in the Madden 23 trailer, which you could take a look at and compare with this screenshot. Now, I know it's people on both sides of this thinking or of how important referees are to the game. And it's a little alarming that nobody's really been mentioning this at all. It kind of does make me feel like how very few people actually care about it. But for me, I think it's a great way to add a much needed dose of realism, especially to a game and a franchise and a series that has been consistently critiqued for becoming too arcadey, you know? I've always felt like if that was the plan, then they should just go in the direction of making a game separate than Madden. I mean, the series' namesake is John Madden, the ultimate franchise player, right? The ultimate coach. So certain aspects of realism, to me, just shouldn't be taken out of it. But again, that was a little bit of a tangent, but that is something that I did notice in the trailer, that there are referees on the field, and I don't know if you can hear my smile, but I'm excited. Another thing that I noticed that got me excited is some sort of training camp or practice situation scenario thing that also adds to the immersion, but the franchise immersion. It kind of makes it, well, not kind of, it makes it more fun, more realistic. It's more interesting to be able to work with your top prospect quarterback in training camp or weekly strategy, which is just weekly practice, to kind of get in the rhythm with your quarterback or whatever position you're working with. Or if you are planning to install a particular game plan against a certain team and you're running a different scheme or focusing on a particular scheme going into a week of your connected franchise, maybe you want to run or work on a few things. Maybe you want to work on your play action pass and all of that. And these are things that you could do in the free practice mode, but it's not very fun without having goals to hit or things to monitor your progress as you work on them. So I don't exactly know how this is going to play out in the long run. All I know is that it was the first bullet point in their gridiron notes on the franchise, so I'm sure they're pretty proud of it. And if it comes to fruition at a strong pace, then I'm excited about it too. I'm really excited about what it could grow into, and I'm wondering if they're even thinking about that part of it, but I won't move too quick. I'll just be thankful that we are able to actually do this again, or at least it looks like it. Another thing that I saw that I was hawking for because I couldn't believe that they didn't make the update to Madden 23, it was the Axiom helmet. I think that it is the most beautiful piece of equipment. I love to see guys wearing that hat. It's a beautiful helmet, and I know this doesn't necessarily apply to the characters in the game, but the safety features of it, the technology features of the helmet tell me that this is the future right here. So harking back to that word immersion, when we got into the 2030s of our franchise and people are still wearing 2-bar Dickersons or the old Revo helmet, I just really wanted that Axiom really bad. And with every title update that dropped for 23, I was hoping that when we go to the equipment, you would see the new Axiom helmet. But nonetheless, it's in the trailer. It's on Micah Parsons, so I imagine it's in the game. And I saw a couple of other equipment things that stuck out to me as well, but I won't get into all of them in this video. I'll do another one later. But that Axiom hat, man, that thing is beautiful. Now, before I get into the bonus thing that I picked up on, I do just want to remind you that 2 of 3 of these things that I pointed out aren't necessarily confirmed. The first one is the referees, because obviously a change like that, I would expect to see more about that, or maybe even mentioned in the Gridiron notes. But I do think it's a little fishy that it was in the Madden 24 trailer, and in Madden 23, that trailer didn't have a single referee on the field. It was just football players. Nobody to enforce the game. A little bit of shade there. And then also, although Micah Parsons did have that beautiful Axiom helmet on, I don't feel comfortable completely guaranteeing that it's in the game until I open the beta and see for myself. I just know how this thing could be sometimes. He might be the only one with it. Like Odell Beckham was the only one with tattoos. Well, I think they ended up giving Darren Waller some tattoos down the line. But anyways, on to the bonus thing. It's actually something that we know is in the game. We just can't necessarily account for what it exactly looks like. Now, the Gridiron Notes calls it sapient technology, and they say, quote, "It's a leap forward in character technology that introduces new anatomically accurate NFL player skeletons on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, S, and PC versions that are more responsive and represent true-to-life player motion." Now, before I even read the Gridiron Notes, because my brother sent it to me after I watched the trailer a couple times, that was something that I did write down, is that the players are moving a lot better, they're responding a lot better, they're blocking as if they are smart, as if they are professional NFL players. But then I had to catch myself, and it's the reason why it's just an honorable mention thing on this list. It's because I had to remind myself that this is the reveal trailer. A lot of things we don't know if it's actually a part of real gameplay, or is this just a cinematic hyped up version of the game. We just don't know, but we will find out when the beta drops. You can stay tapped in by subscribing to the channel, and also if you want to watch that trailer again, without me of course, it's on the screen.